what do you offer a residential customer to either heat or defray their energy costs?
This system is an air solar heating system that will provide partial space heating and domestic hot water heating. In the wintertime, it takes air from your house, runs it through a solar collector or a series of solar collectors, and then either returns that heat to the room or it passes the heat off to your domestic hot water supply. It'll provide about 75% of your hot water annually and a portion of your heating, depending on how big the collectors are and how big the space is that you want to heat.
So, what does it require in terms of solar energy or additions to your house? What's involved with that?
Additions to your house. The solar collectors can be mounted any place that gets enough sunlight. Frequently that's on your roof, but it can be, the system can be mounted on the ground and then ducted to your house. Does that answer your question?
Yeah. What about installation? Do you need a pro to install it?
It's advisable, although anybody can, if you have enough skills, you can install this too. It's not terribly complicated to do it.
So does it work in conjunction with existing water heaters?
Yes, any kind of renewable energy system most likely has to have a backup system that will take care of it when we get a month that doesn't see sunshine.
And in terms of getting the product, how do they contact you, and what sort of things do you go through with a customer in terms of information?
Well, I'm a full-service installer and certified site assessor for the state of Wisconsin for Focus on Energy. And through Focus on Energy, homeowners can find lists of site assessors and full-service installers in their area. The professional will evaluate what your house's energy needs are and what a renewable energy system can do for that, and give you ideas as to prices. The contractor will come out and help you fill out whatever forms and whatever permits you need to do the system.
Now, could you kind of run me, is that the product there?
That's a part of the product. That's the portion of the system that passes the solar heat off to your hot water supply.
You want to kind of give us a run through of it?
Here's a cutaway of the solar collector itself. And you have an aluminum frame that's insulated. You have a tempered glass glazing that lets the sunlight in. And you have a copper absorber plate that actually absorbs the heat. Then you duct air through this to pick up the heat from this absorber plate. And then that heat is ducted either to your house or through a heat exchanger box that will pass the heat off to your domestic hot water system. And that's basically the system. There's a control and a fan that are involved. They're hooked up to that, but those are the only moving parts in the whole system.
So does that thing, you said that could either be on the roof or on the ground?
Any place that gets enough sunlight.
The ground would be cheaper, right?
No, because of the added expense of mounting footings and ducting underneath ground to the house.
So the roof is actually cheaper?
Roof is actually cheaper.
Is there weight issues with the roof?
Generally not. The collectors are fairly light compared to. There's not generally an issue with that. It depends on how they're mounted.
but they fall well within snow loads.
And what about snow and things like that?
Well, the collectors have a glass cover. Snow will collect on the collectors, but it won't stay there long. As soon as the sun comes out, the sun starts to heat up the collector, and it will shed the snow off of it fairly quickly.
Okay. Now, how does one get in contact with the organization?
With what organization? This manufacturer?
Yeah.
You can contact them through their website, which is www.sunseeray.com. You can find out about full service installers.
You're an installer, right?
Huh? Yes.
You're an installer.
Yeah.
So you use their product.
Right, I'm a dealer for them.
Right.
You can also find out a wealth of information from Focus on Energy's website, which is focusonenergy.com.
Okay.